Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in The Buzz, wedding season is just around the corner. Many people are already getting their summer wedding invites in the mail. I just got one the other day, actually. Yeah. You may have noticed that increasingly less of them, though, are going to be held in churches. In fact, the number of Roman Catholic weddings here in Rhode Island has actually dropped 71% in the past 4 decades. Some couples say the church's strict standards on issues like same-sex marriage and birth control have turned them off. Similarly, local pastors say many couples are not following Catholic principles, such as abstaining from premarital sex and are living together before marriage. According to the Pro-Joe, some priests have a different idea. It's not that less people are getting married in the church, it's that less people are getting married, period. That notion really isn't so far off, though, because marriage itself has dropped 17% in the past 4 decades. It's still kind of a big gap there, though. I mean, have you guys noticed you're getting invites and you're seeing, wedding and reception at the same place or outside?
Thing, yeah, a lot. The cool thing lately to do, and looking back, and maybe something we should have done, is getting married outside on a beach or like in a courtyard and all that stuff. Yeah. A lot of times, a lot of my friends. Gone are the days where you have to, if you're Catholic, marry somebody else who's Catholic. I have a Jewish friend who married a Protestant girl, and that stuff that used to be like, oh, you can't do that. Now that's gone. So, in the living together thing, I mean, it's almost like you got to test drive the car before you buy it, which is. To old school people, it's like, whoa, you're doing what? You're living together.
I got to tell you, though, I don't know if you remember, you got married in the Catholic Church? Yeah. So before you get married, and I think you still have to do this, you have to take like a weekend retreat where they ask you all these questions.
We had like a class.
Our priest was like, are you living together? Have you ever lived together? And we were like, kind of. And you feel like the guilt of like, okay, no, we didn't.
Then you had to go to the booth.
Right, and then you got to go confess that you lied about the test. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people feel like, I just want to be open and honest about my life, but you almost feel like you can't based on the rules. So
yeah, I know that there's some sort of like a screening process if you want to get married in a Catholic church, but I think you said, Patrick, it's almost like a fad, if you will.
Destination weddings?
Yeah, destination weddings and just having that outdoor atmosphere. So I feel like that more people are just drawn to having spring and summer weddings and enjoying the nice weather. So
and also, the same-sex marriage. I mean, I've been to several civil ceremonies over the past couple of years so obviously you're not going to get married in the Catholic Church if you're a gay couple choosing to be in a committed relationship, So that's part of the trend, too.
I just think, too, a lot of people, the way the book they followed, I'm thinking of my grandmother, who's passed away. Their view of marriage and the church and all that is so much different than it is now. The way people, I think it might be too strict. I think people maybe priests should be able to get married so they can have a better understanding of what it's like to be involved in. It's like you're having people that are supposed to be experts on the sacrament of marriage. Well, they don't. I'm talking about Catholic Church. They don't really. How can they be an expert on? I can't fix a car. I'm not a mechanic. I mean, that might be going to the extreme, but you know what I mean? They don't really.
I do have to say, speaking of the generational differences, I do feel bad. People from the older generation who see what's going on, and it's the huge differences and how sad it is for them to witness all these changes. You know what I'm saying? We're embracing the changes, but it's still hard for them to see how it's happening.
Because of how they were brought up. Yeah, and we were brought up with a little more leniency and things
flexibility.
But back then, Courtney, guys were opening doors for girls when they went to out in the car.
That should still happen. No, maybe not in the car, but
no, but remember they go on a date.
They would woo you.
You go on a date and you'd pull up to the gas station and 4 dudes would run out of the gas station. Pump your tires, fill up your car.
Not anymore.
Things have changed.
When did that happen? I must have totally missed that, right?
It was when I was in high school.
NASCAR.
I could use all of that now. Oil change, pumping the tires, we'll see. But everyone's giving us their comments about their experiences going to weddings and what they've seen throughout their lives. So here's a few of them on the live blog right now on foxprovidence.com. And Bethany says, I think more people like to get married on the beach because they only have a few months to actually get to the beach. And Jean says, I noticed that first-time weddings are usually in church, but most second or third or whatever are held in parks or some nice place outside of a church. Here's the poll we're asking today on foxprovidence.com. Have you been noticing that more people are getting married outside of church? A, yes, more now than ever. B, no, I haven't seen a difference. Or C, I find this trend depends on their age. We've got a few comments so far on our Facebook Facebook page. So if you are there updating your statuses, you can leave a comment here as well. And Teresa Sweet says, as a photographer, the past 2 years for me, most of my clients have been getting married in churches. Seems like a couple of years before that, most are on beaches, parks, etc. And Amanda Marie Smith said destination weddings are the in thing, as well as those held in reception halls. She says less cash to pay out front to have the ceremony and reception all in one place. So lots of different ideas today, but we will have those poll results for you in about a half hour. For now,